House of Representatives is debating energy legislation proposed by Democrats, and it includes offshore oil drilling. This is something that House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has been vehemently opposed to, but because of so much Republican pressure on Democrats and because of public opinion, poll after poll showing that Americans are in favor of offshore oil drilling, Democrats have, if you will, been painted into a bit of a corner, and so this legislation proposed by House Speaker Nancy Pelosi herself includes offshore oil drilling. Democrats, though, blaming Republicans in Congress and the Bush administration for getting the U.S. into this energy situation. Take a listen.
When they controlled Congress, passed their own energy bill, signed into law by the president, we got into this mess. This is the president whose idea of an energy policy is holding hands with the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, embracing him with a big smooch.
So let's talk about what's in this legislation proposed by the Speaker in terms of offshore oil drilling. What it would do is open up the Atlantic and Pacific coast to offshore oil drilling, but it would be at 100 miles or more off of the coast. And then if state governments, if governors and state legislatures gave the okay, it would bring that basically to 50 miles or more off of the coast. And it would also maintain, I should say, a drilling ban off of Florida's Gulf Coast, which some say they think there's definitely oil in that area. Republicans, so many objections to this plan. First and foremost, it seems to be Republicans saying that's not going to be enough. 50 to 100 miles or more offshore, you're not going to get the oil you need. You're not going to get the bang for your buck. And actually, House Leader for Republicans, John Boehner, has suggested bringing that into 3 miles or more, which is actually what was in effect decades ago before the congressional ban went into effect. Another objection from House Republicans, they say that under Pelosi's plans, these new royalties that would come in from oil companies that would drill in these new areas, they would just go towards tax breaks for renewable energy, say tax breaks for companies investing in solar and wind, that kind of thing. And it wouldn't go at all to the states. The states wouldn't get any of these royalties. So Republicans saying that's not going to be an incentive for them to even allow drilling off of their coast. Take a listen to what Congressman Jim Jordan, a Republican from Ohio, said today.
No real offshore drilling, no drilling in Anwar, no new nuclear power, no lawsuit abuse reform, no revenue sharing with the states. But you know what's in the plan? Tax increases. Think about that.
Yeah, and that is another big objection from Republicans, especially Republican leadership in the Senate. The other side of the Capitol, they're going to be a big part of this as well. So objections from Republicans on any tax increases to natural gas or oil companies, Nicole.
So a lot of wrestling, a lot of objections as we hear. Any chance that this is actually going to get through Congress? What's the outlook for this political arm wrestling that we're listening to?
Well, in the House, which is where we're seeing debate today, this legislation is expected to pass. Democratic leaders say they expect that they have the votes to get this passed tonight. But then, of course, the Senate is the other half of the equation here. There was supposed to be a press conference today where Democrats put out their central plan for energy legislation. That press conference was canceled, so obviously an indication there that that plan has hit a snag. They were going to try to bring it up this week, but at this point, Nicole, we just don't know if they're even going to accomplish introducing any plan on the Senate side this week.
All right, hoping to all just get along. Brianna Keilar live for us on Capitol Hill. Brianna, thanks so much.